of the opposition, members of parliament, members of the press, we gather here today to condemn the manner in which our brothers, Dr. Kiiza Besigye and Alhaj Abed Kamlegea, were abducted from Kenya, where they had gone on their personal and individual duties. Our elder, Dr. Mayanja Kibirige, referred to me as Honorable Winnie Kiiza Besigye. I take it with dignity. Dr. Kiiza Besigye is our mentor in politics. And in fact, when we were starting our political struggles, and I was named the Minister of Community Service, Gender and Community Development during the Reform Agenda time, the media said the Reform Agenda grouping lacked leaders, and Besigye decided to name his wife and positioned her in Kasese. So from that time, I was referred to as Dr. Besigye's other wife. My husband is aware of that. And where I go, they call me Winnie Kiiza Besigye. I don't take offense. So I come here to join the other colleagues to condemn and stand in solidarity with Dr. Kiiza Besigye, wherever he is, and Abed Kamlegea. It's so sad that Ugandans can look at this matter as a matter of Dr. Besigye. Today is Dr. Besigye, tomorrow is you. And I would like to say that an attack on any member of the opposition should be looked at as an attack to all of us. We join here as leaders of different political groupings because we know that Dr. Besigye believes in the unity of the opposition. And so when we come here to join hands to condemn the act and condemn the President of the Republic of Uganda, the manner in which he is dispersing the issues of this republic that is putting us in jeopardy as a country, the manner in which he has muzzled all state institutions and he thinks he is going to export this to other countries is another issue that we should worry about. When Dr. Besigye is accused of committing atrocities in Greece, atrocities in Geneva, atrocities in Kenya, and is arraigned in a military court in Uganda, is an issue that we should worry about in terms of diplomatic missions. Because I don't know at what stage President Museveni became the president of Greece, became the president of Geneva, and now is taking over the issues of Kenya. As a country, we should get worried. This should not be a matter of Dr. Besigye. It's not a matter of only the members of the opposition. It's a matter for all of us, the citizens of Uganda. We should also be bothered that other people from other countries are getting concerned about the justice system of Uganda. And that we as citizens are at peace with ourselves. And having said this, I would like to invite all of us tomorrow to Makindi. One, to show solidarity, and then two, to send a signal that we are dissatisfied with the way citizens and non-military personnel are being arraigned in court martials. It happened to our people in the Renzoris in 2014. Citizens were arrested, arraigned in court martial, in a ground. Actually, the court was seated in a ground. And the judge was there, dancing around and about. And we knew this was an anomaly, it was an injustice, it was an illegality, but it continued. Those of us who saw it happen, we condemned it. Some citizens remained silent. Friends, it is an issue that we should all raise up to condemn, an issue that we should be preoccupied with, because it is an issue that concerns all of us. I would therefore like to call upon all of us to stand in solidarity. One, with Dr. Kiiza Besigye, but two, to condemn the manner in which they were arrested. Three, to say enough is enough, the way citizens are being treated, that anybody who has a different view from that of President Museveni is looked at as a rebel, is looked at as an enemy of the state, and so it defeats the purpose for which the Constitution was made. There are provisions of free association, freedom to associate, freedom to speak, freedom to assemble, but if all those freedoms are now no longer available for us, the citizens, then I don't see whether we still have any constitution to call a constitution. Friends, as you may be aware, lawyers came up to say we are taking on this matter, but as up to now, the Honorable Martha Karua's certificate that he asked for has not yet been granted. I would imagine similarly to other lawyers who want to come. What is the meaning of this to us as citizens? These are issues that we should begin pondering about and work harder to defend, because it may happen to Besigye today. When it happens to you tomorrow, there may be no one to speak. All the other energies will be depleted. So we need to come together in solidarity. We need to support one another at times like these. And then we need also to continue showing our government that they can do better. And that we as citizens will not just look on as they violate our rights, as they manipulate the Constitution, and as they do illegalities in our face. We shall continue to speak, just like the speakers before me mentioned it. There is no amount of intimidation. There is no amount of coercion. There is nothing that is going to stop us from speaking what we believe in as being the right for the people of Uganda. There is nothing that is going to stop us from demanding for justice. There is nothing that will stop us for demanding for good governance. I want to thank you for listening to me, and I want to call upon all of us once again, let us be at court tomorrow. And we continue to make statements to our nation and the government of President Museveni that the capture of institutions will not stop the will of the people to happen. We shall continue fighting, we shall continue mobilizing, we shall continue speaking no matter what. Having said that, I would like to take a singular honor of inviting the Honorable Ken John Luchams, the man. Honorable.
Mr. President, sir, I bring greetings from the Conservative Party. I have been told to thank the NUP for organizing a meeting of this magnitude. We in the Conservative Party think that if arrangements of this kind go on, we are capable of collectively fighting the omnipotent dictator. And I think that Honorable Bob Wine, Honorable Kyagulanyi, you have opened a window for the opposition to begin working cautiously, mindful of the dictator. With reference to a case in law known as Human Rights Network versus Attorney General and others, the Constitutional Court ruled that the content of POMA that was stopping politicians or political parties from holding meetings and demonstrations are null and void. They did not stop there. The court added that as if that was not enough, the contents of Article 92 of the Constitution stop Parliament from passing any other law to replace the one which has been nullified. When the Attorney General says he was appealing against that judgment, he's deceiving himself. Because Uganda has already ratified the International Covenant on People's Social, Political, and Economic Rights, meaning that we do not expect the Supreme Court to nullify the laws that we have already signed for as a nation. The time is now for all of us, the political parties in Uganda, to work together and fight that dictatorship. There is nothing that stops us from calling public meetings and demonstrating publicly. Who is doing that? Now, on the matter regarding Dr. Kiiza Besigye, thank you very much, honorable members of the political parties, for coming together to respond to the clarion call of NUP. Dr. Kiiza Besigye, whom we are remembering today and we are fighting for, is a great fighter for freedom. He has persisted all the years to fight for human rights in Uganda. And nobody can succeed the war of fighting for freedom without persistency. That is why up to now we honor Martin Luther King Jr., we honor Mahatma Gandhi, we honor Nelson Mandela, we honor Benedicto Chwanukova, because of the record they left in fighting for freedom persistently. I call upon you all to remember the call of persistency, because without persistency you may not cause any impact in this world. When I look at the case which Honorable Lukwago and others are trying to manage, I even laugh, because Honorable Lukwago successfully explained in court. I was there. After that explanation, I don't see anything like a sub judice rule being applied, because under Article 28, Clause 7 of the Constitution, the charges which were narrated in court do not stand. They do not stand, because unless Uganda wants to annex Kenya, but Kenya is a sovereign state. So when the chairman of the committee said that on the 10th you should come for mentioning what case which does not stand. There's no case standing. Anybody is free to talk about the case now being pleaded. I would like to thank the lawyers, including Martha, who is a fellow conservationist, for endeavoring to protect the rights of a Ugandan. We should feel proud that we have friends across the republic that are capable of coming to our favor when we are in danger. Finally, the president of NUP talked about the Anti-Corruption Day. In Uganda, if we want to effectively fight corruption, we should adopt the federal governance model, the model of a federalism, to empower the regions with the power to fight corruption. You cannot fight corruption when you have no power. The districts are too small to fight corruption, because under federalism, power fights power. Power checks power. You must own power to be able to check power. That is another very important chapter, which at one time I will endeavor to articulate. With those few words, I urge you all, honorable members from the political parties and the parliamentarians, to copy from the experience which has been noted by us through this important gathering, masterminded by NUP. And we thank NUP. We didn't know that you can be so effective as you are now. Let us use this chapter of collectiveness to endeavor to fight so many other wars that are coming in front of us tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Okulaga eggwanga nti nga bebibiina ebyenjawulo twegasse okuvuumirira sekuvuumirira ekikolwa ekikoleddwa ku Dr. Kiiza Besigye ne Abedi Kamulege ya Lutale, eky'obuswavu ennyo eri abakulembeze b'eggwanga lino.
tukivumirira kubanga tumanye tekiri mu mateeka tekityoboledde eddembe abantu. Bannayuganda mwena gye muli temulowooza nti bino ebigenda mu maaso tebibakwatako ne mulowooza nti ebyo bya Dr. Kiiza Besigye oba by'abaana bufuzi. Ekikoleddwa ku bannaffe bano kiyinza okukolebwa ku muntu yenna. Bw'olaba nti kati buli omu aba atali mu NRM bamulaba ng'omulabe, wonna gy'oli toyina mirembe kubanga tomanyi ddi bw'oliba nga tokyalina President Museveni. Zijjukira lwe twali mu palamenti nga bayisawo etteeka lya Public Management Act. Amama Mbabazi yagamba nti ye talaba lwaki tukuba enduulu mu palamenti fe abali ku ludda olwali luwakanya by then. Ye nga lowooza nti bijja mukwatako. Twamugamba ssebo etteeka liyisewo omanyi nti naawe luliba lumu liri kukwata. Ate tekyatwala na mwaka Amama Mbabazi bamukwata under public order management. Kati bino ebigenda mu maaso n'abo abali mu gavumenti mwali badde mukivuumirira kubanga engeri gye muyisamu bannammwe wadde mubalaba nti bo tebali mu gavumenti nammwe luliba lumu ne bibatuukako. Musirike naffe olwammwe lulituuka naffe ne tusirika. Naye ngaffe abali mu bibiina by'enjawulo tetwagala kusirika kubanga tukimanyi nti an attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. Tujja genda mu maaso n'okukivuumirira ate tujja genda mu maaso kozesa amaanyi gonna ge tulina okwogera, okulwana era n'okwegatta okulaba ntulwanyisa enfuga embi eri mu ggwanga yaffe. Tusaba Mukama atukwatireko eggwanga lyaffe tulituusa awo we tulaba nti we wasanidde Abannayuganda kubeera tweyagale mu Uganda empya. Mukama bawe